Hi, welcome to Two Non-Doctors. I'm Liz Mealy.
I'm Maria Shahada.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm a
I was gonna
mess.
say, are you human yet, or what's going
Oh,
on?
dude, I'm fucking going to bed at 8 p.m. and like not going to bed. I'm passing out. Like I passed out on the couch 2 nights in a row at 8 p.m. Woke up, didn't know who I was and what I was doing. Evan's trying to talk to me. I'm like, just like
No, dude.
not human.
Yeah.
Um, the first night I woke up at 5:30 in the morning, and then today I woke up at 7:30. But I think I slept 10 hours last night. So I'm both like exhausted and jet lagged. And my
Yeah.
body is like, well, but like I'm not a morning person, as we've discussed. Um, I am very awake. Like I was talking to Danny, and Danny was like, maybe you're just always tired because maybe she's like, maybe you are a morning person, but you've never like slept. And I was like, I feel like I sleep. But like I was up at 5:30 the other day and I got so much work done before I had coffee, before I ate, before I did anything. Like for 3 hours in the morning, I was like, like, and
I
then
love when I go back to Ohio from living here because then I'm like bed by 7, up at 5, and yeah, I get everything done. I'm at yoga by 7:30 a.m. And I'm like the human I've always meant to be.
every time. And it's like, it's so much better in the morning, yet I can't get like, I have a spot at 9 tonight and I'm like, how am I? I've been going to bed at 8. Like, how am I going to do this?
Yeah.
Who am I going to be? I mean, like, not just tired, like, truly cannot think straight morning Liz, but at night, I'm not, I'm not doing great.
You'll adjust and then you'll probably be off somewhere that needs you to adjust again, and you'll
Oh
just do
God, I
that
hope.
forever.
Oh, great, great. What great choices I've made for
Uh-huh.
myself.
We've both made excellent choices in life.
Ah, dude. I was telling Danny that, because had a round trip ticket to London when I came back to you on Monday and we had a lazy day and did nothing but watch trash TV and eat takeout. I remember you're like, you want popcorn? I was like, yeah, I do.
You really were like, oh my God, best idea I've ever heard.
I was like, where did you get these ideas? And then
And
you're like,
like,
you want to split a soda? I was like, I do.
no, no,
You
you
said, do you want a
asked.
soda? And I was
You
like, can we?
asked. You wanted something to drink, and I said, I have water or I have cans of soda. And then you were like, do you want to split one? And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Full soda is just like I'm like I can't. I'm too old for a full can of soda. That's insane.
That is insane. I don't know who does that except for all men. And I
On the flight, I had a soda too because I couldn't sleep, so it was 8 hours and I was losing my mind. And I was like, "Fuck it, might as well just be awake." But they give you like those shot glasses of soda now on the plane, which is like the right amount, but it is a little bit like like just
another.
doesn't. You're
Hit
like
me.
truly slamming it down, being like, "Okay, can I have another thimble of Coke, please?" Ugh. I
So
watched
like
like 18 movies on the plane. I haven't watched a movie on a plane in a while.
anything good?
No, I mean, I rewatched Barbie, which I really liked. It was actually me and Evan's second date, so I think I was like all nerves. So it was good to like, oh, like I enjoyed the movie when I watched it, but it was actually nice to be like, oh, I missed that because I was like a little bit like sitting next to a man.
Yeah.
And then I watched the Holdover, the Paul
Oh, I want to see
Giamatti.
that. Yeah. No, don't ruin it.
It feels
But do you like
like
Sideways?
I did like Sideways, but I didn't like revere Sideways.
Okay. I did.
This movie, if I
Okay.
can, what?
I revered Sideways, but go on. This movie.
This movie feels like a 1999 wannabe feel good movie, and I cared about no one.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Like they wanted me to care, and at no point, the only like the best character, I forget what the actress's name is, but she plays the cook at this this private school. I feel like she's the most developed character and you have the most empathy for her because she's lost the most. but the other two main characters, because they're the three main characters, is Paul Giamatti, this kid, this teenager, and then her character. I don't give a shit about them and their problems.
All right, well, that's fair enough. You were very tired, but I could see you caring less when you're tired because you
Oh,
barely
for
care
sure.
about me when you're tired and you love me.
That's true. I just have to be like, Maria, I don't have it. Whatever I had, it's gone.
You don't have to say that. I know. I texted my brother and I was like, "How are you doing?" He was like, "How are you doing?" I was like, "I'm fine. How are you doing?" He was like, "I'm okay." And then I prodded a little bit and then I called him the next day. I was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "What?" I was like, because he was like, "From 3 words, you decided I wasn't okay." I was like, "Well," and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not okay. I'll be fine."
You're like, shut up. I know you.
I
Bro, I know you.
I know how to read text messages. Like I know how to read like 1 word answers and
Yeah.
sometimes I get confused, but if I know you well enough, then I'm like, this ain't normal.
Yeah.
I sent a
Yeah.
funny video. I got nothing. Like, no.
I got not even a heart. Come on, not even a haha emoji. Come on. No, my brother was staying at my place taking care of my cats, and like he went like above and beyond. He cleaned my whole fridge and like cleaned my fireplace. Like he was just cleaning everything. Like our definition of clean is very different. So he knows like in general it's been a little bit of a fight when he stayed here. But I think he was talking to my boyfriend, and Evan said he was going to come over and help, but he's like, no, I got it, and don't worry about it. But he like, not only did he go above and beyond, he cleaned my fridge. Like my fridge was cleaner. But there's these in Japan, I think the brand is Miji. They make as you know, chocolate covered almonds that I'm obsessed with.
Hmm.
And he went to this Japanese store that I like and bought a bunch of boxes of it and displayed it like it was like, you know,
Aw.
it was awesome. It was really nice. And the cats are, and every single day he'd be like, they ate. And I was like, great. That's all that matters. They're alive and food was inside them. Um, they're fatter. I don't even know if that's true. It's just, I was around cats in Istanbul that were normal size, and my cats are not street cats that fight crime. And they're just enormous.
Yeah.
I'm so good. I'm so happy to be home. I'm
Yeah.
just,
I know I'm getting on a normal schedule. I'm going back to working out. I'm I can't walk. I feel like I took a lift class, so
oh, I was like,
I'm sore.
from all these muscles.
I went to exchange my Czech currency and they like the post office I went to were like, we don't do this. I was like, well, who does? Like, where do I have to go? Banks don't exist anymore. It's all online. What am I going to do with this money? Not Czech, sorry. Where was I?
Like euros, right?
No, the euros got exchanged. It was the Swiss francs, but it's like a
Oh,
CH. And so I always think Czech.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Forget what.
so I'm just stuck with these Swiss francs. I mean, thank you to everyone who bought my album. I'm so appreciative of it. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know where to put this money.
So, because they have like currency, this is the first tour I ever went on that I made no effort to bring any physical money. And it only was a problem like twice. And a fan actually gave me 20 euros after a show, and it came in like to do laundry. It was super helpful. And then somewhere else, I mean, like I have a UK bank account. I could have pulled money, but like this was an all card adventure,
Yeah.
and I've never, usually I would go to this place near Union, not Union Square, Penn Station, and I have my money guy. I'm like, okay, I need the Swiss francs, I need the
Yeah.
whatever Istanbul money is, you know, like I would do that whole rigmarole, and then of course you get coins, and that nobody wants these coins, and
Yeah. Mm.
but here we
Now
are.
it's just cards, guys. It's great. I love it. Technology. In China, I think everything is digital and like they just don't do cash at all from what my friend was saying. Or maybe they do. No, I don't think they do anything. I think it's all digitalized, even like your passport or ID or
Oh yeah,
something.
I've seen that through passport control, and I was like, I cannot wait for my passport to be digital.
Me too. Yeah.
Like the idea that you cannot lose it, like it, holding my passport for 2.5 weeks is so, it's, I feel like I'm trying to keep a baby alive. Like I am so stressed. I'm checking it like it's a Digimon, like it's like a Like you know what I mean? I have to feed it. I have to make sure it sleeps. Like I
Oh
so
yeah.
scared,
It's just
constantly just
because we're changing cities every single day, so it's just kind of you get to the point where you're like passport, headphones, phone. That's all I look for. I don't know,
yeah,
like everything
yeah.
else I can get somewhere else.
Everything I can buy socks somewhere. Even if they lost my luggage, it'll be fine as long as I have my passport and my phone. Like,
Yeah.
ugh, ugh. But there's a couple of countries they didn't even check, and you start to be like, does anybody know we're here?
No, they don't check because we were in Europe.
Sure, but like it's still like how many countries ago did somebody ignore like there is a little bit like if we got taken, nobody wants us. We're both old. But if we got
We could have
taken,
in Brussels, apparently.
apparently.
Apparently,
I
there's a lot
mean,
of sex trafficking problem.
I
But
but are
anyway,
they looking in laundromats? Because that's all we did in Brussels is laundry and eat a
anybody
cookie
need some middle-aged comedians,
that
sassy.
are dirty.
Yeah.
I remember my brother, like the first time I did a big European tour, he was like, don't get taken. I was like, I would be pushed out of the car immediately
It would
after
be
they took me.
so annoying. They would just, it's about wearing people down. Sorry, I'm quoting.
I do it in real life and on the phone. I am for very few people, and that is fine. You know what?
Just
It's
picturing
kept
that
me.
scene,
It's
that black van, and then just the door opening and you like jazzy jeffing out of the car. And then I just get to follow behind, like, all right, guys, thanks. Sorry.
yeah. Sorry about that. You know, good. Better luck next time. I hope you get somebody quieter. Oh Jesus. Oh my God. Can I do like a 2 minute show and tell of how I lost my mind?
Yes.
Um. So okay. I don't like super into arts and crafts. I've always been into arts and crafts. And I can tell when I'm like sad or lost, I get back into arts and crafts. And I got into embroidery 2 years ago between like things were just slow coming out of the pandemic and the winter is always a slow time for touring and stuff. And it was really helpful. I got my sister into it. I got my mom into it. But when my parents moved, when they sold their house a couple of years ago and moved, I remember I was coming back from Europe and my mom was like, hey, your childhood's in the garage. Can you pick it up? And I was like, oh, okay. So I have all these boxes and I have them, and I had to go find something. And I open up this box that I didn't know was like my childhood box, and it has all my stamps. I used to love rubber stamps and I would make people cards. So I would like, it'd be like a little, it was all cat stamps, by the way, because I've always been this. So the way it worked is you'd stamp it and then there was this like glitter stuff that you would put on wet. And then I have the tool. It almost looks like a skinny hair dryer, and you heat it up, and it crystallizes, and it becomes like embossed. I was upset. I mean, I have all this stuff, and I was like looking at it, and I was like, oh my God, I used to love this stuff. And then I was in Heidelberg. You were in Wasso. Well, that other part. Where were you?
Wiesbaden.
But it starts with a W, right? I'm not
Yeah,
crazy.
but it sounds like a V.
Wiesbaden. So you're in another part of Germany. I'm in Heidelberg. And I was just like walking around, and I love stationery stores. And this was a kind of half stationery store, half stamp store. Dude, I am becoming a stamp person again. I bought this dinosaur. How
Hmm.
fun is he? And then they had all these tiny stamps. This is a little ant. I needed it. It was €2. This is like a weird little ghost. Look at the I lost my, I mean, it was all of, I think I ended up spending €10 total. This is a little fish. Look at this tiny fish. Lost my mind. Lost my goddamn mind. And like, what happened is I went to some like Japanese store in Japantown in San Francisco when I was doing a festival, and I bought my first stamp as an adult because I love this so much.
Yeah,
And it's opened up the floodgates, and now I'm becoming 9 again.
right.
And I'm just saying, like, get ready for like a handmade card.
I can't wait until I get my birthday card and it's got a dinosaur and a fish and some other shit on it. Like,
It makes no sense.
it's fine. It doesn't have to. I get it. Like, it's just like, you're just like, bah, 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 bah. Like, that's fun for you.
Dude,
That's fine. But when did you become like, when we were in these cities, you would go into these like, vintagey shops with dishes and stuff we cannot travel with. And you would just be like looking at pottery. I'm like, when did you become a 65-year-old woman? Like you're just like these places
It's
were so
gotten
stuffy.
it was it was always there. It's gotten worse. You should have saw me when I was in Thailand. I found this like art weekend market in Thailand, and I bought so much ceramics. And I learned how to like travel with it. Like you put it in your backpack, you layer it, you put coats around it and stuff. Because I bought like a little cat mug in Istanbul because it was like handmade and it glowed in the dark and eyes looked weird. I was into it. But like I I've always loved ceramics. It's gotten worse as I become a plant lady because you can put plants in these little teacups and it's just fun. But I am gonna be 76 this year and
Yeah.
I've just embraced it. Like I'm just ready to like I don't know. I love stickers. I'm like half 9, half 78 between like the embroidery and like stamps and stickers. Like every time there's a cat post-it, look at this little cat post-it, its little butt. Like I
That
needed
is,
it.
that is cute.
And I can write notes on it. I
Yeah. Of
needed it.
course you
Yeah,
did.
I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
But I've become even more craftier recently. And like I've made like 3 cards for Evan, and he's like, I love these. You gotta stop.
Happy 4 p.m.
Almost. But like little car, like just he's like, you've made me so many tiny things. He's like, what am I supposed to do with them? I was like, keep them forever.
Get
He's
in
like,
a tiny
I cannot
shoebox. Yeah.
get a shoebox. Be an adult, get a shoebox, put it there, never look again. But he's like, I'll never stifle your creativity, but we don't need any more
It sounds
things.
like Evan and I have to have an intervention, I think.
Probably. You're gonna sit down and just like take away my stationery and my
We're gonna
pens.
try, and then you just like stamp our forehead. And we're like, all right, it's not
Okay.
gonna
Yeah.
it's not gonna
Nope.
end.
Oh, dude, I am crafting. Crafting, guys. I mean, you don't have to adjust too much since you were like in the European time
Still that
zone.
hour, you'd be surprised. It's still like
It fucks with you.
it really does. And like you go to bed at normal time, so you and I could go to bed like what, like 11-ish. We're lame. You're 65, I'm old too. Um and then I come back and Johnny doesn't like to go to sleep until whenever he feels like it, which is usually after midnight. But I'm like, it's 10, I'm ready. Or if you could just shut down now. He's like, I just got home. What? No,
Yeah.
we're
It's
different.
bedtime. It's
Yeah.
bedtime. But it's also like being out of routine because that's the other thing is even when I'm touring the US to get back into routine, like I gave myself 2 days. I'm going to go to the gym today and then I'll probably won't go again until Monday because I just need to like, I needed to lift some stuff. I need to move my body. I've been trying to walk, but like t- I genuinely love having a routine and my whole life is anti-routine. So like you're constantly like getting into it and losing it and getting into it and losing it. And like there's benefits to it. You know what I mean? I'm happy for all the places
Yeah.
we went to and everything we saw and all the good food we had and the experiences, but there is moments where you're like, I want my own bed.
Miss
I
my
want to hear
routine.
I
Yeah.
miss my routine. I miss the sounds that I recognize. The ambulances sound different here. Like
Yeah. No, but 100%. And then it really it's very disorienting for 2 weeks. And then I'm happy to be getting back into my routine now.
the
And
fact the fact that our podcast hasn't been like us reviewing the showers of each hotel we stayed in. Because
yeah.
I would like take a shower and I'd be like, hey, you're gonna be angry for 20 minutes in that shower. And you're like, ugh.
So I would skip showers just to use the next hotel shower. I'd like roll the dice on that one. One time it did pay off.
And no, for sure. Especially after I forget where we were. I think it was Geneva. The shower felt like we were on a boat. It was like
Oh yeah.
the tiniest, shittiest, jankiest shower we've
Yeah.
ever.
The boat shower. Well, there was one that was like, what? Where were we? I'm just trying to picture the walking. I can't. God, they it
Yeah.
all. But yeah, there was boat showers, but then there were showers with excellent pressure that just like I didn't want to leave.
Yeah. You're like, this is me in the shower, best friends.
Yeah. I was just changing my Google.
Oh, did you want to do fan mail and then we'll do Google?
Yeah,
Let's
but
do it. Oh, while you're looking, let me get into announcements.
okay,
Um,
good.
yeah, thank you for sure. Thank you for everybody that saw us on tour. That was awesome. We really appreciate you guys. That was amazing. Um, and very tired but grateful. This comes out next week, so I'll be in Asheville, North Carolina next week, and then I have a whole Texas run, so I'll be in Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, and Austin at the end of June. July, unless something magical happens, I hope to tell very few jokes to people outside of New York City, and then I'm back on tour in August, and I'm taping my next special September 15th in Brooklyn. If anybody wants to travel for that, or you live in New York City, go get tickets. They are already starting to sell.
I'll be around London.
She's
I
doing
ain't
things.
leaving because especially because I'm so glad I didn't read the news. I don't know if it had happened when we were traveling, but there was a Singapore or a flight to Singapore from London that like
I
did
oh,
you?
I saw it and I didn't tell you.
Oh, so it was when we were together.
Oh yeah, no, I read two articles about it.
Oh,
Every
lit.
single night you tell a joke about being scared to fly, and we were taking trains and flying like every other day. I'm going to tell you about how literally people fell out of the sky.
Yeah. So what happened was is that the Sing I don't think it was a Singapore. I don't know what airline it was, but they were flying from London to Singapore 10 hours into the flight. It like the plane goes up a bit and then drops 180 feet.
And they
And
literally they gave him like 2 seconds. They were like, hey, put your seatbelt on. And like they talked about how like one girl was able to do it, but everybody else, if you were standing or if you were sitting without a seatbelt, they hit the top, like people hit it on like the lights. People flew up, smacked their heads, people were breaking ribs and shit. Like I think 100 people were like pretty injured and a dude died, like an older guy,
he had a
because
heart attack.
everybody that wasn't wearing a seatbelt hit the top of the plane and then you fell wherever you ended up falling.
And it's 10 hours into your flight. So there were probably a lot of people like milling about and, just walking and
Sleeping, like I'm always sleeping in a weird way and stuff. I never not have my seatbelt on unless I'm going to the bathroom, obviously. But it was like if you didn't get your seatbelt up on time, you on time in the 2 second warning they gave you, you were up in the air.
they said that the overhead baggage things were like bent from people's heads. Like it's just terrifying shit. Like I'm so
Yeah.
scared. Yeah. Anyway, this Google. I'm trying to Google last minute. It's gonna have to wait till next time. Is about coffee shops and cults. Just so we know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Okay, let's do fan mail. Fan mail.
Oh yeah, yeah. So right.
Fan mail.
This
Fan
is
mail.
about my favorite topic,
Woo.
misophonia, which I mean I love to bring up again and again and again because I
We're
think
spreading
it's
awareness.
yeah, I'm spreading awareness. So this is from Dale, and he writes about misophonia. He says, I just discovered your podcast, and I was actually shocked to see that your first episode was about misophonia. I might have to explain misophonia real quick.
Yeah, go
Like
for it.
it's just like literally translated into the hatred of sound, but I don't hate sound, but there are certain trigger noises that send me into a rage. So like for me, gum
But
chewing. Hmm.
I was gonna say, but like very minor, like
Minor?
something that no, something that would be annoying to somebody or not even registered, send you up. Like
Oh
if
yeah.
somebody cuts you off in traffic, it makes sense that you're like, you almost killed me. I'll fucking kill your family. But the amount of times that somebody's chewing gum, you're like at a level 10 and I look over and I couldn't even pick them up out of a
And I'm like
lineup.
vomiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like so like gum chewing and whistling are like the biggest ones for me. Do you remember that one time some guy was chewing gum and you looked over and you're like, oh, that's bad? Because he was like,
No,
nah.
that guy was like he was like a cartoon character from the 90s. Like those
Just
remember like
thinking
the
about it makes me
Colgate
sick.
commercials or whatever where his jaw would unhinge when he would brush his
Yes.
teeth? That
Yes.
guy, I looked over and I was like, "Oh my God, is he a snake?" I was like, "That's insane."
Because you were trying to talk to me about something, and I think you thought I was getting mad at you because it was kind of like a touchy subject. And I was just like, yeah, yeah, I have to leave. Like, I was
No, that
not
guy was
dealing.
insane.
Okay. Right. My 16-year-old daughter, Maddie, also has a fairly severe case of it. Sorry, I'm blind now. It's like not even, oh, I wear glasses to be fun. Like I need them. Also, we've known about it for several years, and yet Maria is now exactly the second person I've ever heard that has the condition. It is extremely rare. Actually, I don't think it's that rare. I just think that most people don't know what it
I,
is. I think,
I think it's undiagnosed. It's like completely, it's like how women weren't diagnosed with ADHD and they're finding out in their 30s. Like, I just think it's not diagnosed.
yeah. Um, Misophonia is a type of obsessive compulsive disorder. As such, it is thought that it can be treated similarly to OCD, although not much is known about misophonia specifically. That is why cognitive behavioral therapy is considered a possible treatment. As you mentioned in the podcast, I can understand why that sounds like torture to you, though. See below. I also have fairly severe OCD myself, on par with Howie Mandel, which I don't think I knew Howie Mandel had OCD.
Oh, I
Um,
did.
yeah, but not misophonia. Because OCD can be passed on from parent to child, it makes sense that I passed it on to Maddie. I was diagnosed when I was 18 years old. I am now 61, so as you can imagine, I'm tired about I've tried about everything. CBT sounds like torture to me too, and that is one treatment that I've never subjected myself to. But there are many drugs that can help. Everyone's personal biochemistry is different, so not everything works the same way for everyone, and side effects can vary considerably. It's usually a matter of trial and error under psychiatrist supervision, of course. Some of the drugs I've found to be most effective for me are Lexapro and Anafranil. Maddie has responded well to Lexapro. There are many others, though. I would strongly suggest that you see a psychiatrist if you haven't already. Sorry, it's just funny that you need to see a psychiatrist. It's like, yeah, I know. A therapist may be helpful too, but the key is to get a prescription that will balance the serotonin and other chemicals in your brain. Um, I just, I'm, what was I gonna say? Yeah. Let me just finish it because I didn't know if I should finish it or not. I know this is a weird email to get out of nowhere, but it was also weird for me to see another person talking about misophonia. Not much is known about it, and I'm not a doctor or any other kind of expert, so there's not a lot I can tell you. However, we're not doctors either.
Well, join the party, bro.
However, I invite you to write back if you'd like to compare notes or commiserate. And
Oh,
then
so
yes.
nice.
Yeah, he's so nice. Yes, I would love to just take drugs. Lexapro and the other one you mentioned, are those like antidepressants? Do you know?
Lexapro. So this is the thing that so there's like all these kind of mental health drugs. Like the one thing you have to be aware of is like some of them are just for depression. Some of them are for the depression you have because you have bipolar disorder. Some of them are, you know what I mean? So it's like, and then some they'll find out accidentally help with OCD. So it's like, I mean, some of them have different ranges and like some of them, like let's say they're all like antidepressant in that kind of level. Some will make you have suicidal thoughts even if you didn't have suicidal thoughts. And you're like, how is that a side effect of an antidepressant? Like you're just
Yeah.
like, this is crazy. But in certain people's brains, it makes it worse. And in other people's brains, it makes it better. So it really is this crazy trial and error when it comes to stuff like that. But I just don't like, that's the thing about a lot of these like, you know, drugs is that there actually is like more nuance to like the type of depression and the type of mental health problems that you have. So there are ones maybe not specifically for OCD, but like they can help with certain types of OCD.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. I'm not sure I buy that misophonia is a type of OCD. Like, I think that's one school of thought about it, but I don't know. Like, I can see that. I just don't know for sure, and I don't think anyone knows for sure because there isn't enough research done on it. Although there's more being like coming out and more books
I
about it
feel
and
like
stuff.
because like I told you I thought you had it, what, 10 years ago?
I was over that.
Yeah. So it was like one article I saw and I was like, hey, but
This
like,
is you.
yeah, like I don't know what this is, but I've never heard anybody describe exactly what, but in the last 5 years, I've heard the term more in a
Yeah.
way that like is still low, but it's not one article over the course of 10 years. It's like maybe I hear the word once a year, right?
Yeah. If I talk about it on stage, a lot of times there's someone in the audience who's like, "Oh, I either have it or like someone they know has it."
Yeah.
Or someone's going, "Oh, I have that," and like didn't know that there was a term for it.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Thanks for the
Thanks for
email.
listening to Two Non-Doctors Classics.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good
Just
one to start with because I feel like a lot of people just Google that independently and then we come up.
yeah, which is cool. Thanks so
Yeah,
much.
definitely.
It gets weirder if you keep listening. You make it this far.
Even
Okay,
less
you
and
want to
less
do
informed. Yeah, let's get to our topic because we have like 7 minutes. Um,
okay. I'll go. I think mine's pretty quick.
yeah, okay.
So I've been feeling nauseous. I felt nauseous on the plane. I felt nauseous when I got home. I felt nauseous yesterday. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And so I Googled, um, can jet lag cause you to feel nauseous? And what's crazy is it like popped up like the third thing. Like I was like, can jet lag? And it was just like make you dizzy. And I was a little dizzy the first day. And then it was like cause you nausea. And I was like, oh, so it's not like super weird or rare. But it said jet lag can also sometimes cause indigestion, feeling sick, nausea, constipation, changes in appetite, and mild anxiety. I would say it's just been like, I thought maybe it could have been the plane landing was like a little shaky and I was reading, which I've only in the last couple of years have I gotten car sick. I never got car sick ever. And reading articles on my phone in the back of an Uber, I think right before the pandemic, I was like, I feel sick. And then I put my phone away and within like 20 minutes, I started to feel better. And I was like, oh my
Hmm.
God, I think this is car sickness. So I was reading on the plane when we were landing and it was kind of a little shaky. So I gave it that. But then in the car, I felt nauseous. When I got home, I felt nauseous. I felt better after I ate later in the day. And then I woke up. And then towards the end of the day, the next day, I felt nauseous. So it's like around when I start to get really tired because I'm a little more alert. I mean, the day I landed on Tuesday, I slept all of a total of maybe 3 hours. So it's also like, who knows? But I've been feeling bouts of nausea a couple of times a day for the last 2 days. And it's
You
like,
remember that happened to me on the tour, the last few days of the tour? I was like, I feel nauseous.
oh yeah, I remember we're waiting in line.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe it was a bug. Maybe it was just like, it's just all the traveling every single day on a plane or a train.
And different, we like when I was in Istanbul, I was 2 hours later, then I went back to 1 hour, and then I'm
Mm.
fucking 5 hours. Like it's all like I'm sure my body is like, sit down, just sit down. Like I'm like, why do I feel nauseous? And I'm like running a marathon after being jet lagged.
Sit
It's like,
down.
sit down.
Or I'm gonna vomit all over you.
You're gonna ruin your shit if you don't sit down. So yeah, so it's been a little weird, but I think it's 100% my fault.
Yeah, surely. Yeah. So, but hopefully, um, you're not, pregnant, which wouldn't, because it would have to be me that did that.
Yeah,
And I don't think that's, I
it's
mean, I'm no
unless
doctor.
yeah it would we would that's going to be our next podcast is immaculate conception from I guess what sleeping in the same room
Yeah.
but yeah so we'll see what happens but yeah I've been feeling pretty off since I got back.
I hope you feel better.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Mine was, why are my pores so big?
You got to tell the story of the guy in Amsterdam. He was so sweet.
He was sweet, but like, because I went into this Korean skincare place in Amsterdam, and the guy was like, do you have anything in particular you're thinking about? And I was like, well, my pores are kind of large, and he was like, yeah, I can see that, and I was like, okay, just thank you. I was like,
Do you have a
I'm not.
mask or a bag I could wear?
Yeah, and he was like, well, not, he was like, I'm just being honest. I could see your pores, and I was like, yeah, so can you help? I was like, I want your
Yeah,
skin.
yeah.
He had like glowing,
Oh,
beautiful
he's dude,
skin.
I immaculate. I was like, if
Yeah.
there's a billboard, it's you at the counter.
Yeah. Apparently he got like 1 star from a few people because of that honesty. It's just like people would come in and then he would guess and they were like, what? And one
And
girl was
and they're like, I was just looking for sunscreen, and he's like, yeah, we have that. Like,
one girl with he said one girl with acne came in and I asked her like, do you have any particular concerns? And she's like, not really. And he goes, what about your acne? And then she started crying. And she gave me 1 star. And he was like, "What am I supposed to do? Like, you've come into the skincare place.
Yeah.
I like, I was like, yeah, it would be like going to the doctor and being like, I don't think anything's wrong. And it's just like, well, why are you here?
Yeah. Bro, what are you doing here?
So he gave me he was like, do you know what silicic acid is? I was like, that's the stuff that dries out your zits. And he was like, in larger, like, um, what's the word? Like, not quantity, but like in a bigger concentration. Yes. But he was like, it's a lighter concentration. He's like, just wear it with sunscreen, but you can put it on like in the morning with sunscreen or at night. But I gotta tell you,
You look
it's
great.
like my pores are like shrunk as fuck.
Cool. Get close.
It's good stuff. It was amazing. So, but I was like, what causes large pores? And it's like basically genetic and like all the stuff you have no control over. Genetics, age, sagging of the skin. And then there's like oil, mucky skin. You've got like shit in your pores and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like I clean my face. I use toners. I don't know. So I think it is just genetics. I've always had large pores.
Yeah. Well, let's blame your family. Let's blame the whole lineage. Let's go right back to like great grandfather and great grandmothers.
Yeah,
They
and it's
just
funny. It's funny because um I'm just like looking at mummies, like looking for pores. I'm like, yeah, they got pores. It's funny because uh I haven't thought about pores in years, and I just remember watching Will and Grace in the 90s, and then Karen was like, "Oh, I can," to Grace was like, "I can eat dip out of your pores." And it's just like pores was such a thing in the
yeah.
90s. And then I haven't thought about it in a while. And then after a while, I was like, I do have large pores. And now I think I fixed it. And if I say the word pores one more
Pour
time,
one more time. Yeah, no.
anyway, we're
We're
out of
gonna get
time.
canceled.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you to all our patrons.
Yeah,
And
thank you so much, guys. We
definitely
appreciate it.
thank you for listening. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.